everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to do a review on the Ordinary Coverage Foundation. This foundation has been all over YouTube and all over social media because this only cost $7. I think I got really intrigued by this because their store looks really nice and you would think that they would be selling really expensive stuff, but this foundation only cost $7 and I got 3 shades. I got the 1.2N, 2.0N, and 3.1Y. And because here in Canada we have winter, we have summer, we have fall, so really my skin tone always change. So I bought these 3. I think the hype about this foundation started when Wayne Goss talked about this and that the $7 foundation beat every other foundation, and so everybody was into it, and I heard good reviews, I've heard bad reviews, and then finally my sister and I saw each other and it was like, your skin looks amazing. You look like you have makeup on but it looks like second skin. And she's like, oh, it's this foundation that I'm using and it's called The Ordinary. And I asked her when she put it on and she told me she put it on the morning and we saw each other at night around 8 p.m. So this foundation has 2 kinds, the serum and this full coverage one. And they said that the only difference is the coverage, but everything else is the same. So my sister got the serum and I got the full coverage because I just think that I need more full coverage on my skin because I have pigmentation, redness, and everything. Actually, this is my second time to really test this out. The first time was kind of a fail. Over here, you can see the dryness and it's kind of faded on the side of my nose. Failed! Because I think I use the Beauty Blender and the Beauty Blender soak up all the foundation. So now I'm going to use a brush and hopefully this one works. So I am going to mix 2.0 and 3.1. So when I put it on, it looks like a gel, but on my skin it really looks like liquid. So I'm going to put 1 and then a small dot of the 3.1. I'm gonna use my Sonia Kashuk brush. This kind of stamp your foundation on. So I like this. Okay, look at that dewiness. Up close though, it doesn't have that really bouncy effect like the Makeup Forever because I can still see like my big pores. So if you have big pores, I think you should be putting like the pore minimizing primer before putting this because it would lay flat on your skin, although it looks dewy. Like it would bounce, but up close, not too much. I know Samantha Samage from YouTube, she said that the wearability of this foundation depends on how much you put on. So I think if you put a lot, then it will be less wearable or it would cut like the wearability time. So I am now being careful not to put a lot of foundation on, and really I'm just really stamping it on my skin. So I have been stamping this on my skin for a few minutes now and this is how it looks like. Like I like the dewiness that it brings. For now my skin looks flat, so I'm just going to put on the 3.1Y to contour and really not contour, but to bronze my skin and give it some warmth. Usually if this is like a cream foundation and I let it stay before I blend it, it will be so hard to blend, but this, it just really melts onto your skin. So I'm putting on my RCMA powder just to set the foundation, and then I am going out because I have work. I am going to doll up this Debutante today. After that, I'm gonna update you after 2 hours, 4th hour, 6th hour, and the 8th hour, and I'll let you know how this foundation held up. So I'll see you in a bit. Check in 4th hour and so far so good. It's only the T-zone. It's really oily and I don't have a blotting paper, so I'm just gonna Like my forehead's really shiny, and then my nose, and then the side of my cheeks. But this side looks good. Hi everyone, so I'm back and this is the 8th hour. So pros and cons on this foundation. First pro is the price. I mean, for 30 ml of foundation, this only costs $7. It has the same content as the other high-end foundation, like this Giorgio Armani one. I know this looks humongous compared to this, but in reality, they're both 30 ml. So this is the $7. I'm not making comparison to like how they feel or how they are, but in comparison to their weight, they're both 30 ml. You wouldn't even find a drugstore foundation that starts at $7. Usually it's $10 and up. Another pro is that it's very lightweight on your skin. It feels like you're not wearing foundation and your skin is still breathing. The third pro is that it looks like your second skin. It's very dewy. And it's funny because it looks dewy on the parts that you want to look dewy, like on the high points of your cheekbones and like on a little of your forehead, and then it's matte on the other parts that you want it to be. I don't know the magic behind it. Now, why am I giving this foundation only a 2.5? And I'm not saying that this foundation wouldn't work for you because it didn't work for me. This is just my experience when I tried it on within 2 consecutive days. So again, my skin type is combination. I have oily T-zone and then I have some dry parts, but most of it looks normal except for pores on the side of my cheek. So I have texture on this side. And with this foundation, what I didn't like about it is that on the 3rd or 4th hour, it really started to look oily on my T-zone, which is okay. I mean, it didn't claim to be long wearing. Although when I tried it on outside, like on the first day when I tried it on and I was out all day, on the 2nd hour, this foundation disappeared on me. I mean, it didn't cake or it didn't make any patches, but I just noticed that it just disappeared. No coverage at all. It still feels like smooth on my skin. It didn't look funny, but it really just disappeared. Yeah, I think that this foundation is good when you're just going to the office or you're just going to school. But if you have a lot of errands to do outside, I don't think this would hold up and stay on your skin. So those were my thoughts for this foundation. I was quite disappointed because I was really hoping that this would work, because my first impression on this when I put it on, I'm like, wow, this foundation is very dewy and it really looks good on my skin, but it just didn't stay on. I think I'll try this foundation again when it's fall or winter time, because by then I think it would have a better hold, because I don't think this is for humid weather. So yeah, that's my review on this foundation. I hope you guys enjoyed my review and I'll see you on my next one. Bye! Mwah.